good one, Bob.
Anyway, hey, one of the best things about this show that's been on radio for 25 years and TV for 15 is that we get to interview folks that you refer to us, whether it's an actor or an author or a celebrity. One of our friends of the show actually referred this next guest to us. His name is Tom Hallam. He's the CEO of a company called Palisade Bio. They are publicly traded on the stock symbol PALI. You can go to palisadebio.com. They're right here in Carlsbad, Russ.
Really? Palisade?
Yeah, he could hang here and we wouldn't even know it.
Oh, I see.
He could eat out the food truck that the band goes.
Yeah.
And he could just skate in here and skate out, wouldn't even know it. Tom,
I bet he would.
so great to have you along. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see
Thanks.
you.
So great to be here. Thank you.
Now, do you know how famous me and Russ are?
I'm learning.
Okay.
That's right, yeah.
Just want to know.
It's been a long, hard climb.
I love how when people in San Diego
Yeah.
come in, have no idea who we are.
That's good. It's
No
better
idea.
that way.
It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Hey, first of all, it's kind of a biopharma. The last couple of days we've been talking about this. We are in San Diego, as many of you know across the country. We are a technology-centered company and a biopharma company, as opposed to a biotech company.
Yeah.
Are we still kind of leading the league there as San Diegans, or is there other parts of the country that are catching up to us? Because it seems like we're developing all the drugs.
Well, when it comes to San Diego, there's this innovation hub that happens around UCSD and the other universities, and then La Jolla, and the groups of investors and venture capitalists and the universities and the biotech companies that are here. And it's created this ecosystem, and it's probably, smaller than that, the Bay Area or Boston, but it's just as thriving. And the coolest part about that is that what you see it growing. You see it growing where, I was just on the phone literally last week with a group, and they were talking about this idea that they were starting a new fund and they were going to start a new office. Do we locate it in Boston, where it's super crowded for VC space and cold?
Right.
Bay Area.
Or Menlo Park, right?
Menlo Park, right?
Sand Hill Road, venture capital, the capital of the world.
And there's very few headquartered VCs down here. So this idea that you can come to here and have this great innovative culture and be here with the entrepreneurs, with the scientists, with the physicians that are doing this. Our company was started by the chairman of the surgery department at the University of California, San Diego.
Right, UCSD.
And the chairman of the bioengineering department at UCSD.
Wow.
They were researching the same thing kind of independently, and they came together and had this idea hey, we could really turn this into something. They found local entrepreneurs.
Wow.
And 15 years later, we're a publicly traded
It's
company.
kind of like the peanut butter and chocolate thing for Reese's.
Is that what it
Remember
is?
that commercial? Remember the commercial?
So these two doctors are sitting in the cafeteria. They're going, "Hey, I do that.
Right.
What the hell? Let's start a company."
That's how it works. Before we get to specifically what Palisade Bio does, I asked this of all of our biopharma companies with respect to going through COVID.
Yeah.
Was it an impediment to you, or was it a non-issue? I'm not talking about the pandemic itself. I'm talking about to you getting the ball down the field.
I think it disrupted everything in ways that we're still figuring out. There's two real ways that disrupted us, right? We developed drugs that we use for the hospital systems, right? That help get patients out of the hospital sooner, get them better faster. It's really hard to run clinical trials in hospitals right now because there's so many COVID patients, right? There are people who want to enroll trials, they want to stop. But at the same time, there's also this pitch that is hey, we have a drug that can get your patients out of the hospital sooner at a time when the hospital systems are resource constrained more than they ever have been.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. Talk about Palisade. I read before you came on the air, and what's interesting about biopharma companies, before it's called Flexeril, before it's called Viagra.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's called LB1148.
Yeah.
Every drug company has
a non-sexy name.
Well, they're all like a couple letters and a number. Every single drug company, it's always that.
Yeah.
So you have a drug called LB1148. It's your lead drug. What does it do?
What does it do? It helps patients get better faster. Right?
All right.
After major surgery.
I'm in. Get the checkbook. Greg, get the checkbook. So you guys describe it as an oral digestive enzyme inhibitor.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
I completely get that.
Yeah, what happened here? Yeah.
So all of us sitting in the room, right? We have this digestive tract filled with digestive enzymes.
Yeah.
What do? I'm a steak guy. If I eat a big, thick steak on Friday night,
I eat another one on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
So all these little things go into your body and go, let's just eat that and distribute.
So those are digestive enzymes.
Yeah.
Is that too much of that's a bad thing?
That too much of this can be a bad thing, especially if you think about these enzymes, they'll destroy that tissue, that steak, right?
Which is called, from my research, called an adhesion. Right?
Kind of, yeah.
An adhesion?
Here we go. See,
it can
the word
be-
adhesion. Our people put that together for you, by the way, just so you know. Actually, this is from their website.
That's my hand drawing.
You can go to their website. Their website is palisadebio.com. It's all right there. So what's the bad news when you have that malady?
So when your digestive enzymes literally digest your intestinal tract, like
That's a bad thing.
Oh,
yeah,
You're eating yourself.
you're eating yourself. Your
Yeah.
bowel, your intestines stop
not my
running.
favorite menu choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And suddenly, if you're in the hospital, you can't go until you can go.
So your body starts with the adhesion. It opens up like the real part of your body, and then another part of it kind of grows to it. Kind of can attach to it.
Yeah, the damage grows into this scar tissue called an
Yeah,
adhesion.
I've had it happen.
Yeah, maybe not talk so much during the show. When you guys are on. So this is
Let me have
also the
some.
number 1 cause of secondary infertility in women, correct?
That's right.
Wow.
And how many people suffer from this?
There are over, in the United States alone, 7 million people that could utilize this drug every year in the United States.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huge market.
That's
right?
a big market. Yeah.
If you think about adhesions, right, no one knows what they are until they're impacting you. Like the number 1 cause is menopause, right, for infertility. After that, adhesions. It's this scar
Really?
tissue people don't even talk about until they can't get pregnant or they can't have a bowel movement
Right.
because suddenly things aren't working right.
My question for you, by the way, Tom Hallam's his name. He's the CEO of a company called Palisade Bio. They are publicly traded on the stock symbol PALI, as I mentioned before, palisadebio.com. What's a patient's journey with this drug? Talk about that.
This is really personal to me. My own father underwent major bowel surgery to remove a tumor a couple years ago. And if you're a patient, you meet with your surgeon like 2 weeks before surgery, and you come up with a surgical plan. And then you hopefully leave that physician's office in the future with our drug, right, with the pharmacy. You take it the night before surgery, you take it in the morning of surgery, and your gastrointestinal tract works faster after surgery. It comes back. In clinical trials, we've shown patients get their function back a full day sooner.
Reducing the adhesion risk.
Yeah, reducing the adhesion risk and improving the function.
So where are you guys in the arc of your FDA story and everything else? Are we on the streets now? Are we selling drugs? Are you taking this from inception to fruition, or do you take it and get a big pharma company to buy you guys?
Yeah, we're transitioning, right? We're transitioning from being a company that's now demonstrated, this drug has demonstrated efficacy in 3 clinical studies. So over and over again, been efficacious, it's been safe. And we're transitioning to the late stage pivotal studies to finally run the pivotal studies to get the drug.
So you guys
approved.
are at like the 10-yard line here.
Yeah,
right?
It feels that way.
And I know you guys can't ever figure this out, because I think one of the things that we've talked about this before in the program is with respect to the COVID vaccine. Some of those companies got to skip the line. You can't skip the line. What's the arc of that? What's the velocity? What do you think you're gonna? If all things go correct, what do you think is going to be?
We run pivotal studies to get the final drug approved, like phase 3, and then have a review by the FDA and get this approved, right? And not just in the U.S., but everywhere in the world.
7 million patients
in the U.S.
Do this.
I'll start working on a name for the drug right now.
You got something that's going pretty good. Tom, will you come back with us at some point? Because you're right
Absolutely.
down the street.
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to eat off the food truck anytime the band comes in. They're in for a while. Tom Hallam is his name. He is the CEO of Palisade Bio, PALI. Of course, palisadebio.com. Really good stuff. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming. All right, much more Big Biz coming up. Stand by. In the meantime, a little bit of the Sully Band to take you out. Once again, we're doing the Big Biz TV Holiday Takeover coming up.